I'm ready to get to this interview, man.
All right. Let's go. Let's do the interview. I know these people don't care about the bus.
They don't. They don't. They want to hear from Nitro from the American Gladiators. Did you guys watch the documentary? Who watched the documentary?
I did.
I watched the ESPN one and the Netflix one.
Oh,
okay.
A+.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good for you.
Well, the bad part was I watched the bad one before I watched the good one. Netflix, you guys told me, was the good one.
Yeah. Netflix was a good one.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah, I got through 3 episodes so far. But
Okay.
it's so
It's
entertaining.
pretty mind-blowing to watch.
Well,
man.
because I watched it growing up. Like I would watch every Saturday night. That would be SNL, and then right after SNL would be American Gladiators.
Yeah.
So you watched it and you didn't realize. I mean, didn't realize all the craziness behind the scenes.
Right.
It was,
Well, the injuries to me just were
Oh, the injuries
incredible.
were wild. If you go back and watch, like, after I watched the documentary, I binge watched a bunch of episodes of American Gladiator. And boy, gladiators and contestants just drop left and right.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just almost every episode they were like, well, what's his name can't continue for the rest of the show, so we've got a substitute. You know, it was a brutal competition, man. And we talked a little bit about that in the interview. So I recorded this interview on one of our hurricane days. Because Nitro basically hit me up. I had put in a request to interview him a week before.
Okay.
And he reached out to me this week and was like, hey, let's do it this week. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
We're just in the middle of a hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah. We just have a hurricane going on. But yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
No, but it was really cool, man. Really fun conversation. So I guess without further ado, Clay, let's roll that beautiful bean footage. When we were younger, I feel like I watched American Gladiators 7 days a week. It was just always on TV. And so we came to know and love these competitors. And so very excited to introduce you to my guest here today. He is Dan Clark. You may know him as Nitro. Dan, how you doing this afternoon, man? Good to see you.
Hey, Pete, I'm super pumped to be on. I'm super excited about the Florida Man Games. I'm super excited about another special guest joining us for the Florida Man Games, February 24th. And, I might even break out the spandex for this. This sounds like one of those occasions.
Whoa, man. That's a big deal, as I understand.
Well, if you just threw up in your mouth a little bit, I get it. Spandex is it.
I hope the camera didn't catch that part.
Spandex is a privilege, not a right. And I'm not sure if I still have that privilege.
Well, I got to tell you, man, it was really a privilege to see you guys in one of these recent documentaries. I saw the Netflix one. I haven't seen the ESPN one. But it was cool because I had actually talked to you before I had watched the documentary. So I almost felt like, hey, that's my buddy on screen. You know, it was that just shows my dorkness right there. But what did you think of the documentaries? I'm told you might not have been a huge fan of the 30 for 30. I like the Netflix one. That's the one I've seen. What did you think? Did you think they did a good job?
Well, since my company produced the Netflix one, I happen to be a big fan of it. Nitro Up Media. Yeah, my partner over at Game 7 Media. Yeah, we put it together, came up with the storyline based upon my book, Gladiator, True Story of Royd's Rage Redemption. That was the initial intellectual property that got the conversation started. Netflix came and said, hey, can you make a documentary series out of this? And I said, hey, yes, I can. And, it's interesting. Muscles of Mayhem, it debuted #1 in America when it came out, and that's out of all TV shows, and there was like 15 million hours viewed in the first week. So it did tremendous numbers, and it was so great to get the support of all the people who grew up watching American Gladiators. For a lot of us, it was just something that we did. Forever be a part of us, but it was a job, and most of us have moved on with our life, and they've all gone in different directions. But when we saw how much the people loved it, when we saw how many people were, reaching out to us on Facebook and Instagram and different socials and even email. Oh my God, I used to love that show. I used to watch it with my dad. That was our moment that we had together. Oh my God, I love that. That's my brother or my sister and I. We would play, Break Through and Conquer in the backyard. It was such a, Pete, it was such a gratifying experience to know that the show had such an impact on, so many people. And it seems like, we're a part of the pop culture conversation, maybe that generation's, Star Trek. So maybe I'm Captain Kirk. I don't know. Or I'm Spock.
There you go. See,
maybe I'm a Klingon. I'm a Klingon warrior. That's probably better.
Whatever you say. I wasn't a Star Wars or a Star Trek guy, so I don't know. I got to leave you on an island with that one, Dan.
Well, Star Trek wasn't your generation. I wouldn't expect you to be.
Well, look, I don't want to make you feel bad, but it's what my dad used to watch. My dad used to watch that all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm older. You call me daddy if you want. You got daddy issues, Pete? Call me daddy. Call me your father.
I'll skip on that one. I'll skip on that one today, Dan. Let's see. I think we always thought you guys as gladiators, you guys really gave off this image of these are former Olympic athletes. These guys are, I really thought you guys were Olympians my entire childhood. When I watched the documentary, I guess it kind of blew my mind that, you guys were actors, you guys were bodybuilders, and this was totally new for a lot of you guys. You guys got your ass kicked through some of this, Dan.
Thanks.
I mean, you really did. I watch back.
I come on your show and you want to talk to me about getting my ass kicked.
Well, I've watched back. I've seen some of the shows, some of the episodes. Man, there's gladiators dropping out left and right, it seems like. I mean, it did not seem like an easy job.
Look, Pete, I was, I think 23 years old, 24 years old when I got the job of Gladiators. I didn't know what it was. It wasn't what you saw on TV. It was just a contest, an audition that was looking for actors or athletes who were good in front of the camera, who could also be athletic. A lot of us weren't actors. A lot of us were athletes. Mm-hmm. And we crossed over to do this show, right? The whole premise behind American Gladiators was the idea that your average Jane or Joe, who was sitting behind a desk, could get a chance to compete against these larger-than-life persona in us gladiators and come to Hollywood, be on TV, and have the chance to, win $25,000. It was the first show that took the elements of a game show, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, whatever your game show is, and a sporting event, football, baseball, whatever that is, and it blended them together. It's the precursor to, Ninja Warrior, to all these other shows. They all rest on the shoulders of American Gladiators. And you know what? The competition, that was brutal. But again,
like it.
24 years old, I got cut from the Los Angeles Rams. I didn't have a job. I had a 2-year-old son. I had to put food on the table. Mm-hmm. So when this opportunity came up, I didn't care. I would have gone and fought Mike Tyson for $500, to be honest. You know what I mean? I just needed to make a living. I needed to put food on the table, and Gladiators was it. And it was just one of those things, we got lucky. We got lucky, and it turned out to be that format. It was something that people wanted to see. It went on for 8 seasons. It was in 40 different countries. And, it was a fantastic experience. I do not have any regrets.
I mean, you guys were global superstars. I mean, that had to be taxing on a 24-year-old ego, didn't it? I mean,
taxing, no, but fame is a privilege.
Okay.
Fame is a privilege. I hear people talk about, oh my God, hard is to be famous. And the amount of light that you had shined on you, it was a privilege to be loved, to be liked, to be adored by people. It's a privilege. And it's something, you learn to carry. I mean, so you go to a restaurant, you get the best table. You walk there, people want to buy you a drink. I mean, that's not hard. That's not hard. I think maybe when you get to the Tom Cruise level, when you get to be really super famous, then I would imagine it could be a burden. I guess, living in your, mansion in Beverly Hills, in your yacht in the south of France, it could be a huge burden. But for me, it was always an honor that people, liked it, wanted your attention. And for me, I always made sure when I met people, and I still to this day, I treat people as human beings. People come up to me every single day, even before the documentary, Muscles of Man on Netflix. Every single day I'm out, I have someone come up to me. And I always take the time just to find somebody's name. Hey, what's your name? Oh, great. You like the show? Oh, great. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. That meant a lot. Because, at the end of the day, with politics and everything that's going on, there's so many things telling us how we're different. What we forget is the common humanity between us all. And that is what's important to me. And I hope at the Florida Man Games, we find and see that common humanity. I hear you having some crazy obstacles at the Florida Man Games. What obstacles are you having that I'm going to
Yeah, we're going to have some craziness. So I guess we can make our special announcement now, and that is going to be that you are going to be a judge. You're going to be a special guest judge out at the Florida Man Games. I'm pumped about this. I know people are going to be pumped about this watching this. So you will be helping us judge the Beer Belly Jello Sumo competition. Now, this is you've seen those big bubble suits, right? Those big, you're indestructible in these things. Well, you add Jello shots and you add maybe a couple people that are possibly under the influence, and this thing gets wild real quick. You're going to be helping us with the evading arrest obstacle course, where people are actually going to be running from some of our local police officers out here, seeing if they can make it through the obstacle course with the cops chasing them, literally.
Okay. Hope there's no flashbacks or anybody gets PTSD from this.
Well, I don't know. If it is, I guess that's on them. We're going to have a lot of Florida men out there, so chances are plenty of them have run from the cops, Dan. I got another one I'm very, very excited about. This is something you'll be a little bit familiar with. This is going to be our Coliseum joust, and it's going to be very similar to the joust that you guys did in American Gladiators. Only it's going to be in our Florida Man Coliseum, which it's Florida, so that's got to be nothing else other than an above-ground pool, filled with mud, of course. So there's going to be a couple other games that I'm not going to announce to people right now, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a little bit trashy, but I think everybody's going to have a good time. And I'm excited that you get to come down here and be part of it, Dan.
I haven't decided if it's Animal House, the old movie, meets Gladiators. It kind of sounds like that, or if it's Jackass meets Gladiators. I don't know which. Maybe it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I'm going to say all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so let me get this straight again. You're having a Coliseum above the ground pool joust with a pit full of mud. So you bang, bang, bang with the joust. You kick someone's butt. They fall into the pool of mud.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Totally.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's easy enough, right?
That's awesome. They fall in the pool of mud. I love that. And then you have the Beer Belly Jello Sumo Wrestling.
That's
so people are going to put these sumo suits on.
Yes.
And you're going to have a conquer ring, basically, like we did in American Gladiators, a ring.
You got it.
And the loser eats Jello, falls in Jello, is in Jello.
The loser is definitely engulfed in Jello. I think by the end of it, everybody is going to be covered in Jello on this one. That's kind of the goal, Dan.
Now, what kind of people are you looking forward to compete in this? What kind of contenders? Who's your ideal contender, Pete Melfi?
Right. Well, the ideal contender is somebody at least over 21, because there's a couple of games where you actually have to drink to pass the test. So definitely over the age of 21, and somebody who's just not afraid in any aspect of life. They are ready to go for it. They are all about it. They will put their all into everything they do. And look, again, if you show up a little inebriated, we're not going to count that against you. It does not. It does not get you points docked for sure.
And then you said there's an evading arrest obstacle.
Yes.
Are you using inmate? Are you looking at inmates or regular people? Who are you looking for this?
I'll have to look into inmates. We'll have to see the legalities of that. There's still a couple things I'm clearing with the lawyers on my end, so I'll add inmates to that. And we'll see what happens. But okay, this will be an obstacle course with the twist of you being chased by the actual police. The police are going to be right on your tail as if you've just stolen a box of Sudafed from Walmart, Dan.
Oh boy. So let me ask, is it both men and women? Like, it will be men going against men and men going against women, or women versus women, or how does that work?
It'll be a little bit of both, because I think Florida Man really encompasses all the strange Florida headlines that we see coming out of this wild state of ours. And there's a lot of women included in that. And I've always said some of the Florida women stories are some of the best Florida man stories you will ever hear. So it's definitely going to be a co-ed competition. Women are welcome to take part in it. It's just going to be a fun day of insane Florida man-ness from start to finish. Have you ever been to Florida? Have you spent much time in Florida?
Yeah, I've been to Florida quite a few times. I was just, it's been like maybe 3 or 4 years. I was in Miami I competed in a huge CrossFit competition called the Wadapalooza, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. That was my last, but we did a live dinner show, which we talked about in the series. That was in American Gladiators. That was in Kissimmee, which was right outside Orlando. My sister played in the first female fast pitch baseball league, which I think was somewhere near Tampa. So I've gotten to Florida quite a bit. I love the climate. Once I want to go fish the Keys. So if anybody's got a boat that's listening, that I know that you guys are up north, but I want to go down to the Keys. I hear it's beautiful. I love fishing. I want to go fish the Keys, and I have some fantastic memories from Florida. We did our American Gladiator tour way back in the day. We went through like 5 or 6 different locations in Florida, and it's always been the climate is, like I said, it's fantastic, and I'm pretty excited about it. I do have something though. Florida Man Games. Would like it to have women in there somewhere, or let the ladies know that they are welcome to compete. Because in American Gladiators, I think we were the first show that the men and the women did exactly the same things. It wasn't like, oh, you're a woman, you can't do breakthrough and conquer. Oh, you can't do Powerball, you can't tackle. No, they did the exactly same things. And would imagine if we didn't have that, I don't think we would have had the same following. After the docuseries Muscles of Mayhem on Netflix, it was interesting, the demographic that reached out. I would say it was 60% female and 40% male. And it was a lot of different comments from both sexes, and I think we need to figure out how to make sure that the wonderful, beautiful, strong, fierce women of Florida come to the Florida Man Games. What's the plan, Pete Melfi?
Wow, now I'm on the spot, Dan. Now you put me on the spot.
What's the plan, Pete Melfi?
So I will consider that with our legal and intellectual property team, who has already submitted all the trademarks and all that cool stuff. But I think, growing up in Florida, you get to know this mythical superhero that definitely encompasses women as well, but it is known as the Florida Man. And if you just do a quick Google search for Florida Man, it really takes on a life of its own. So it's not specifically the Florida
it's a state of mind.
Yes.
Not a sex. Yeah, got it. So I'm excited about this, and maybe whoever the King Jouster is, maybe I'll joust them for the finale.
Oh, all right. You guys heard it. That's an exclusive that we have right here. You may get the chance to face against an American Gladiator themselves in this joust. We'll see if we can work that out, Dan. I may hold you to that, man.
No, it's good. It's exciting. I haven't jousted in at least a week or two, so it'll be good. It'll be good. I mean, all I do is play pickleball. Damn it! Do you have pickleball?
You're getting into the pickleball too. You're getting into pickleball too, huh? We see a lot of that around here.
I got into it. Do you have pickleball there in St. Augustine?
Oh yeah, people love it here. They love it here. They're converting all the tennis courts to pickleball courts. Yep.
Are you on that one social media thing with the clock? What's it called? Clock or something?
TikTok.
Are you on that thing, TikTok?
Boy, I hate TikTok so much. I hate it so much because I don't get it, and it makes me feel old, Dan. I go there to try and find the newest slang, and I don't understand what's being said out there on TikTok. We have a TikTok because you have to, but I don't get it.
That's interesting. I don't have to yet. I don't have to. I know some of the other gladiators do. But if anybody wants to reach out to me, it's Dan Nitro Clark on Instagram and Facebook. Let me know what you want to see at the Florida Man Games. Just tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you want to be. I'm excited to be there on February 24th. That's why I'm coming on 5 months early to talk about it. I look forward to meeting the Florida men and women. And, some high fives, some beer chugs, some jousting. I'm pumped up. It's bringing me back to the days of SAE fraternity in college meets gladiators. So looking forward to see you guys there on February 24th.
That's it.
Hey, we're
Hey. Already.
So how about that? Big announcement, guys.
So
Nitro.
cool.
Nitro is going to be one of our judges out
What
there
a
at the
dude.
Florida Man Games.
Yeah.
Then I guess we'll just make the other announcement that Ice is going to be the other judge.
Oh, you're
Ice
gonna-
from the
okay.
American Gladiators.
She was my favorite.
One of my
She was awesome.
favorites.
She was awesome. These were the two top gladiators, and they were there the whole time, man.
Yeah, made it
And
through.
Grace. I'm so excited.
So that is going to take us over the top, I think, as far as these games are concerned, man. I'm very, very excited. Nitro, heck of a nice guy. Ice is really awesome. Talked to her on the phone a couple of weeks ago, too. We had a great conversation. Barely talked about the gladiators or Florida Man games at all. She was just a fun person to talk to.
Ice looks good.
She looks good. Dude, out of all the gladiators,
Yes.
Ice made it out like the best looking. She looks great.
Yeah,
she looks great.
You can crack a walnut in that ass. I'm telling you right now. Yes, she'd high-five me on that too.
So that's exciting, man. Don't forget to get your tickets at thefloridamangames.com. Thefloridamangames.com. You're going to have a chance to meet Nitro and Ice. We're working on a couple other celebrities, too. We got more big news. We got a lot more big stuff. Man.
Davey
Yeah.
Hartzell. Oh, please.
Davey Hartzell?
Limp
Yeah,
tire.
you're going to have a chance to meet Davey
so
Hartzell.
fun. Look at you talk to Nitro. How cool was
I
that?
know. That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. He didn't always get my sense of humor, but that's okay. I have a strange sense of humor.
Well, he comes from a different culture, I guess, guys.
He's a California
He's
guy.
from California.
He's a
Another
California
language.
guy.
Shows
That's
are different.
fine.
Yeah,
A
That's
little bit
that.
different out there.
Yeah, gas hits different out there.
That's it.